In today's video, we're going to walk you through the difference between primary and secondary conversion actions inside Google Ads so that you're optimizing your account for the actions that you actually want customers to take when they see your ads. And the main difference between each a primary and a secondary conversion action is a primary conversion action is one that you actually want Google to count as a conversion here inside the dashboard. Whereas a secondary conversion action then is just another conversion you can see inside your conversion summary table, but is not counted as an actual conversion here. And before walking you through each of those, another point worth mentioning is that inside your campaign settings under conversion goals, you want to just double check that these conversion actions are account default goals, because even if it's a primary conversion action, but it's not set as account default or campaign specific, the main thing you want to make sure is that it just shows up here under conversion goals, so that way it'll actually show up as a conversion here inside the dashboard. And the reason why we want to distinguish between primary and secondary conversion actions is that with secondary, they're still useful to have because you're gathering data on specific actions people, for example, will take on your landing page, like we have here when somebody clicks on the phone number on our landing page. But distinguishing this from primary conversion actions is really important because with the primary conversion actions, we're able to tell Google exactly what we actually want to optimize for. And in this case, for this campaign, it's going to be form submissions as well as phone calls from our landing page or phone calls from our call asset. So whether somebody fills out a form or calls us from our ad or our landing page, all of those can count as conversions for our campaign because those are the actions we want the user to take. Now, what we are actually getting into the process of doing and doing so with some of the clients that we're working with is those that actually have a CRM and want to track the sales data, which I highly recommend doing if you can, because you really want to get to a point where you're optimizing for sales and ROI, where you're able to see inside Google Ads an exact dollar amount for what you're getting out for what you're putting in. If you're able to optimize for sales and even have just qualified leads being tracked as conversions, or even better, sales rather than just form submissions or phone calls, that's another step further that I'd highly recommend taking the time to do if you're in a position where you have a CRM and you're able to use Zapier or some automation to actually send that data back to Google Ads. Because that way, then you're really able to optimize for the action that really matters most to you, which is obviously sales. But what we started doing in all of the campaigns we started managing initially was making sure that form submissions and phone calls were both being tracked so that we're able to optimize for leads. And this form of conversion tracking is an absolute necessity to have set up because if you don't have this set up, then you'll simply just start seeing a lot of clicks on your ads, but Google won't actually know what to optimize for. But at least if you are optimizing for form submissions and phone calls, you're actually getting inquiries from people that are interested in what you offer. But as I mentioned, going that further step forward and optimizing for sales instead is the next best thing you should do. But as long as you're tracking at least your form submissions and phone calls as your primary conversion actions, then you'll be in a position where you're actually able to optimize and improve your campaign performance over time. Whereas it would be impossible to improve your overall results without this form of tracking set up. So I hope this video helped and gave you some clarity on why primary versus secondary conversion actions are so important to consider and how primary conversions are the actions that you actually want the customer to take and are what are counted as conversions for your actual campaign. Now, if you do have any questions about anything we mentioned inside this video or anything else related to Google Ads as a whole, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you are a service-based business looking for further help refining your own campaigns as well, feel free to have a look at the link in the description. And if you do like this Google Ads related content as well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as we'll be posting all things related to Google Ads here daily. And hopefully we'll see you inside the next video.